Like my wild hairstyle? My bed does it every morning. The whole thing is that basically let me get to the point. This episode is actually about Batman versus Superman, which everyone's doing a review on, but I want to do a review on the reviewers, because I kind of have a few things to say to y'all. I watched it. I was there watching it nearly at midnight. I was excited. I was like, yeah! Because I wanted to see how they were going to do this film. And I left the theater feeling satisfied, if you will. And I'm going to explain to you why. But particularly, I want to go over the pointers of what I ended up seeing this morning as people going, boo, don't watch it. Boo, don't watch it. It's a terrible movie. It's a terrible movie. It's a terrible movie. And it seemed like the only people who had that kind of face were the critics. So this is for y'all. Now, let's start with my lovely little list. Because y'all was doing like this, like y'all weren't impressed, but y'all know y'all was. So, let's start with my first one. I need my glasses to read. Give me a minute. I read one article that complained about the opening scene. Alrighty. Let's start. Now, I get it. The opening scene, if you feel like, oh, well, everyone knows about Batman. Granted, yes, but you still have to tell the story. I mean, where are you going to just start off with Batman going, let's fight? Like, it would just be retarded. You know, I mean, what would be the point of not doing that epic scene? I like the opening a lot. I actually thought it was a very nice way to kind of just show the back and forth. They literally covered like 40 years in like the first 60 seconds, which I thought was pretty cool. Somebody was saying in the article like, oh, the symbology of it was stupid, how he's being risen from the bats. And I'm like, let's see you make a movie, okay? Let's start with that first of all. It wasn't that it was the symbology was terrible. You understood the psychology of Batman. And unless you've read a comic book, okay, you'd get that. But if you didn't, it won't be so obvious. It's okay. It's okay. I get it. Big words for small minds. So now, one of the things that I saw is that a lot of people were bashing Ben in regards to being Bruce Wayne. Like, he was a bad Bruce Wayne. He was a terrible Batman. I think he did pretty good. I mean, I'm a Michael Keaton girl. I really am. But I was very, very impressed with Ben Affleck. Let's look back. Val Kilmer made a good Batman. Not so much with Bruce Wayne. George Clooney, fantastic Bruce Wayne. Because that's him in real life, obviously. But he's not a very good Batman. Michael Keaton had that essence of when Batman was first becoming Batman, where he's really getting into this. You know, when you watch Batman versus Superman, he's been at it for over 20 years. Now, here's the human side of Batman. If you had been doing something for over 20 years and people still kept doing the same stupid thing over and over and over and over, it starts to get to you. He's jaded. And it's not like the person who wrote the report, basically what they were complaining about, like, well, it doesn't make any sense because look at him, he's old and he's being violent, he's not being a very good Batman. Here's the thing. The film touches base on a lot of points, like Joker. They don't mention him, but they flash him. And when you watch the entire film, by the end of the film, everything makes freaking sense. It makes sense. I'm sorry, because they pissed me off. It makes sense. Now, the whole thing about when it came to the Joker, you understood that something has happened. Because as they watched, one person was talking about like, oh, Batman's promoting violence. He's not promoting violence. He's being human. He's fed up. He's had it at this point. Okay? When you pass by the suit and they show the suit for the first time, you're like, okay, cool. And then he passes by that other suit. Joke's on you, Batman. Okay, you kidding me? B-Man got the joke. He knew exactly what was going on. And the first thing that I thought of was Joker, Robin, Crowbar. I know I couldn't have been the only one. I mean, Joker has a habit of pushing Batman so far. I mean, he shoots freaking Batgirl. I mean, it gets to such a point that he has to isolate him because he understands that the people around Batman, they are the reasons why he doesn't quite tip the scale. He understands that. And that's what's so twisted about him. So slowly over time, he starts to kind of just cut away at the people that are around him. Maybe it just hurts him. Maybe he just does that. He does so much crap to Batman that you understand he's at his darkest point. And it takes a lot for Batman personally as a human being, to come back to who he's supposed to be, who he wants to be. Everyone at some point period in human nature becomes a dark, dark version of themselves. Everyone has it. It's only instinctive. However, it is up to that one person to be able to pull themselves out of it. People can help you, people can have signs, people can support you. It does not matter. Who it really matters up to is you. And that's the representation of Batman. Batman represents you standing around and having enough common sense to realize shit has hit the fan. And I need to stand for something. Something better needs to be done. Someone needs to improve this planet. Someone needs to make make things better. And that's what he represents. And after a while of fighting all these things, of course, you get worn out, you get tired, you get very exhausted wanting to help people. It becomes extremely exhausting. And that's what Batman is. And that's the point that he's at, where he's been through so much crap after 20 years. He's just tired. He even says, criminals are just like weeds. You get rid of one, and immediately there's another. It's just like they just keep spreading. And to him, he can't seem to find a solution to the very problem he's trying to solve. Do you have any idea how maddening it is? Have you ever tried to solve a problem that doesn't seem to want to be solved? It can drive a person mad, and that's exactly what Batman is. He's a person. He's human. It's not the fact that he's perfect. It's not because he's rich. We love him because he's human. He's so human. He's relatable on so many levels. I saw that another person was complaining, like, oh, it's too dark. Oh, right, because life is freaking cherry, right? It's all like, everything's great, everything's good, because that's what life is. I mean, come on, let's take a look at those Disney stories. Look at the real stories. Yeah, just a thought. Just saying, bro. The other thing that I saw was a complaint about the workout scene. I'm not saying it's like, oh my god, his shirt was off. That wasn't it. I was impressed with the fact that Ben Affleck was like this throughout the entire film. Like, that should have been a giveaway anyway. Like, Bruce is awfully fit. I wonder if he's Batman, but that's just me. But to do those scenes, that's not easy. It's not like he did 2 push-ups for like one day. It's like, this will look great for 2 seconds on screen. I got this. Like, that's like with Gerard Butler when he did 300. Oh my god, do I love 300? But the thing is that to do everything that he did for like those 5 minutes, that was a lot of work. He didn't just do 6 push-ups and that was the end of the film. I mean, otherwise Batman would be like this. Remember the old cartoons when like the muscle would swing? Yeah, that's what's supposed to be happening. Anyway, and then I saw that someone complained about, this Superman using Martha's name to stop Batman. Like, that's so stupid. And I'm like, it's not stupid. It's the psychology. Think of the darkest and most twisted moment in your life, something that scarred you. But someone who cared about you sends off a trigger. No matter what it is. Whether it's a good memory, if you're having a bad moment, you remember them, you go, I can do this. I can pull through. It does not matter. Everyone, at some point, has one person that would signify the world to them, that would make them stop. For some parents, it's their child. For some people, it's their parent. For some people, it's their lover. Everyone has that one person that triggers the rest of everything else. Martha is that trigger. So if you were beating the crap out of someone and you were to stop, no one else could have probably gotten him to stop had Martha herself came down from the heavens. It was like, Brucey, baby. No, mommy doesn't want you to do that. Yeah? Don't do that, baby. Yeah, he's trying to tell you something. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna fly back up. Like, that would have been the moment. Everyone has that. And again, it brings it back to the fact that Batman is human. He's extremely human. The way he handles things, the way he does things, that's what makes him so incredibly lovable. So yeah, that was my major points when it came to Batman. Next, I want to also talk about the fact that I loved the fight choreography. Somebody I saw wrote in an article was like, he promotes violence because he's killing and shooting things. First of all, when he shot and killed people, I knew immediately something was up, because that is not Batman. Batman will not kill you. He'll bust you up. Okay? But it's only if you're stupid enough to be like, I'm gonna keep fighting. No! Like, you have that option. And then I read somewhere in an article where somebody was like, oh, he just blows somebody up like they're nothing. That's promoting violence. And I'm like, no, that's not what happened. What happened was he had thrown the guy that way, and then the other guy was like, oh no, there's a bomb. Maybe I should jump on top of it. Like, I mean, it happened in Chucky. You don't see everyone going, Chucky promotes violence, and the freaking doll kills people. I mean, come on. I also love the small things where they take you into Bruce's mind, like when he has that dream. For those who've seen it. Oh, that was good, wasn't it? Got you, right? Because you're like, oh my god, what's happening? That wasn't funny, guys. I was trying to watch the film. Jerks. But that's what made it so fantastic. The other thing that I liked was the fact that I think, like I said, Ben, I think he carried himself very well throughout the entire film. He was Batman trying to be Bruce Wayne after 20 years. People's crap, okay? Like, this is him at that point in time. He's tired, he's exhausted, and I really think that was one of the most beautiful elements. I think the cinematography of it was shot very nicely. I didn't think the 3D effects were overdone, which is often how I feel when I'm watching a 3D movie, because I feel like they'll just add a scene like, this will look really great in 3D, and then they do something like, oh no, he's punching him. And like, it's so over the top that you're like, alright, I get it, you added the scene for the 3D. My extra $10 were paid for. Thank you so much. But with Batman, I felt like, okay, this made sense. You felt the 3D. It actually immersed yourself into the movie, and it gave you a whole different feeling. But yeah, it's just, I thought the movie was fantastic. I also like the fact that they paid, you know, homage to the movie. If you guys were paying attention with the little terminal tunnel, if you haven't seen it, look for it again. You know, I like the fact that they mentioned Joker, because obviously they're tipping the hats over to the Suicide Squad. You know, but they're mentioning like small little things. I also love the relationship. By the way, really great to see Jeremy Irons again. I was really happy to see him up there. I love the relationship between Batman and Alfred. Mostly because you see that father and sonness, and you even see the childishness in Bruce when he's arguing with Alfred, and Alfred's like, no, we were doing Bruce, and he's like, Batman, Bruce, I'm a grown man, whatever. Like, like you see that relationship in them. And then the other thing that I also want to point out, the fact that Batman's not a crazy suicidal killer. He's not just going, I'm gonna kill everything now, I'm so angry. That's not what the problem is. The problem is, again, once again, he's being brought to that very dark moment, and he just starts branding criminals. This is all new. Alfred mentions this flat out, like, in case if there were confusion, critics, if you spoke English, you would have heard that sentence. He mentions, like, oh, so now, as in present time. Do I need to get a dictionary for you guys? Like, come on, fellas. As in, this is what you guys are doing now. Why are we branding people? And Alfred gets on him about this. If he was really as cold-hearted, psychotic killer, like, you know, some of the critics are trying to make it seem like, it wouldn't have bothered him that Alfred had said that to him. He knew Alfred was right. And that was one of the things, once again, someone pulling Bruce out of that dark hole that he gets into. I mean, everyone knows he's dark and brooding, like, you know, but that's okay. That's why we love him. But yeah, like, that was one of the best elements. You see the relationship, and you kind of see, again, the true psychology of Batman is all in that film. But yeah, those, I was supposed to do them point by point, but obviously, I'm a Batman supporter. Yeah. I mean, I got no boobies, but I will wear them. But yeah, those are one of the pointers that I want to point out in regards to, well, one of the many pointers that I want to talk about in regards to Batman. Let me see, is there something else? I think I covered most of the points for Batman, but like I said, Batman, he's very dark. And becomes darker without his light. Robin is his light. Robin is supposed to be his yin to his yang, the yang to the yin. That's how the dynamic duo works. Everyone thinks this doesn't look like Adam West and all, which I love the show, by the way. Trust me, my mom couldn't peel me away from the TV when that show was on. But not everything's like, not everything's like that. Batman is very realistic in the sense of how life really can be, especially for some other people. There are parts of the world that don't comprehend how dark other people's lives are. And I kind of want to touch essence on that. Now, the other things that I saw in an article was that someone was saying, Batman dislikes Superman because he destroyed his building. Meh. Bro, did you just insult Batman and say that's why he was mad? Let's be real. Come on, bro. Have you picked up a comic book like ever? I'm just asking. I'm just curious because for the record, your writing was terrible to begin with anyway. And I'm a writer myself, and I love reading articles. I love reading good articles, but yours was crappy, man. Pick up a thesaurus. It's not gonna kill you. But anyways, he was complaining. The reason why Batman's upset with Superman is because Superman, in his own sense, he understands that he's powerful, but he thinks he can do whatever he wants, however he feels like it, and that's the problem. Superman is inhuman, not because he's an alien. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm pointing out is the fact that he's not understanding how much harm he is truly causing. He doesn't see the collateral damage as an issue. He's just sort of like, well, I could just fly up and fix it and it'd be done in like 2 minutes. He's not really comprehending the lives he's affecting. You know, this guy here who loses his legs, this girl here who loses her mom, this person here who's losing his dad, this one who loses their child. He's not comprehending it because he's not humane enough to really understand the consequences of his actions. That is why Batman dislikes him. He dislikes him because it's a powerful being who technically could destroy the entire planet if he felt like it. It just seems like whenever Superman's having a bad day, he decides after he has his period out with everyone else. And that's pretty much what Batman's concern is. He wants to figure out, we need to take him out. Okay? And for the record, Batman knows how to take out all the superheroes. No, come on, guys. That was a great story. That was fantastic. I love that. My only complaint in regards to Batman is the fact that he doesn't say the most infamous line. I want you to remember the man who beat you. That's all I wanted to hear. But it's okay. You guys can say it next time. But yeah, those are my pointers in regards to Batman. And now for the boy in blue. Was that not? Okay, whatever. Haters!